Dogs are a man's best friend, but when it comes to wild animals, dogs will do anything to protect their owners, their property, and their territory. Some canines can develop quite a bit of a temper, scaring away even the deadliest of wild beasts. From a Tibetan Mastiff taking on 3 wolves, to a Turkish Kangal taking on a wild bear, and a pair of Jack Russels ganging up on a poisonous snake, you're about to see it all. Here are 12 dogs that are nightmares to wild animals. Number 12. Mastiff fights off wolves. Tibetan Mastiffs are born and bred guard dogs known for being extremely territorial. Some Tibetan Mastiffs will not tolerate another dog of the same sex, even in their own family, and some won't tolerate the opposite sex either. So when it comes to outsiders, they won't show mercy to anyone that gets in their way. Being ancestors and all, you'd expect dogs and wolves to get along, but these two beasts actually often go head to head to assert dominance. This Mastiff right here finds itself surrounded by 3 deadly wolves, but instead of backing down, the dog decides to put up a strong fight and gives the wolves a piece of his mind by constantly matching their attacks. Number 11. Doberman takes on a mountain lion. You can never go wrong with having a Doberman as your companion, because these loyal beasts make for the perfect police dogs. And while they do have a friendly side to them, Dobermans are extremely aggressive towards strangers that may pose a threat, whether it's other animals or humans. And when this Doberman finds its territory being invaded by a wild mountain lion, its protective instincts kick into full gear. The dog stands tall against the wildcat even when it tries to bite it, and when the lion sees that there is no winning against this canine, it automatically decides to leave the battleground, letting the Doberman have this one. Number 10. Turkish Kangal scares off wild bear. With a reputation of being the dog breed with the most powerful bite force in the world, Kangals are giant in size, making them one of the strongest dogs out in the wild. Kangals have the potential to take out even the deadliest of predators, including wild bears. And this Kangal right here is stopping at nothing to chase off a wild bear that had been killing his owner's sheep. Even when he climbs up a tree, the Kangal keeps barking at it, and once the young bear jumps off, the Kangal lunges at it once again, making it run off into the distance for good. Number 9. Dogo Argentino attacks horse. Dogo Argentinos are arguably some of the most stubborn, intelligent, and violent dog breeds out there. These dogs are born with a natural instinct to attack just about anyone and anything if not expertly trained from a very young age. Without a second thought, this Dogo decides to go up against a horse twice its size. The deadly dog bites the horse right on its neck and then refuses to let go until the animal is seriously injured. The horse can't do anything but scream in pain as a couple of people try to make the Dogo Argentino let go of its grip, but of course, the dog then decides to turn on the humans, refusing to be tamed. Number 8. Pitbull makes tiger back down. Often used as a symbol of toughness by humans, pit bulls were selectively bred for their strength, a deadly bite, and high tolerance to pain. It's hardwired into their brain, which can make them highly unpredictable opponents when provoked, even to the biggest of animals. This tiger finds itself in a sticky situation when cornered by an angry pit bull. And while the fierce animal does try to put up a strong fight, the pit bull keeps barking and lunging at it, scaring the poor wild cat to no end. Number 7. Jack Russels gang up on snake. With their poisonous venom, snakes can take on just about any animal, regardless of their size. So when these two buff Jack Russells come across a snake in their backyard, you already know that it's going to be a deadly battle. But the dogs don't even give the snake a single chance to attack, with one of them running towards the reptile and grabbing it with his mouth, shaking it around. The second one soon joins in on the game of tug of war, and while the snake does make an attempt to escape, the two canines are in no mood to let it run away from them. Number 6. Pit bulls team up against mountain lion. As deadly as it is, a pit bull is no match when it goes against a strong mountain lion. But the situation can turn around when two pit bulls team up. These wild canines right here are seen devouring this wild cat who they have managed to take down together. Now there is a chance that the cougar might have already been injured when the dogs got their paws on it. But even then, the poor cougar is seen thrashing, trying to shake the dogs off, but their grips are just too strong at this point, and the wildcat ultimately has to give up. Number 5. Terrier goes up against wild bull. Despite their small size, terriers have the tendency to be pretty dangerous, especially when their safety is threatened. Looking at the size of this little canine, you wouldn't expect it to be able to survive a fight with this wild bull. But surprisingly enough, the dog manages to outrun the bull at every turn. But when it realizes that the bull isn't tiring itself out, the dog even attacks the enemy with his sharp teeth, gripping onto the bull so that it's unable to pounce on it anymore. Number 4. This pig is no match for 3 Rottweilers. Wild pigs tend to grow up to enormous sizes, and as a result, they are pretty dangerous to humans and companion animals because of their strength. But when caught between 3 deadly Rottweilers, this pig had no choice but to give up. Even after struggling to fight off the canines, the pig has no chance of escaping because the dogs keep biting down on the poor pig one by one, forcing it into submission. The boar keeps screaming out in agony, but at this point, with absolutely no chance of survival, that's all it can do. Number 3. Deadly wild dogs attack buffalo. Australian wild dogs have the reputation of being some of the deadliest animals on the planet with their sharp teeth and feral nature. They have the capacity to not just attack, but also kill animals twice their size, so it's no surprise that these 3 unfortunate buffalo find themselves surrounded by a pack of wild dogs who are ready to feast on them. It only takes the canines about 5 minutes to kill all 3 young buffalo, and despite their much larger size, the adult buffalo can only watch from the sidelines, none of them daring to go near the pack to protect their own selves. Number 2. Terrier shows fox no mercy. Not many people know this, but foxes are actually extremely terrified of dogs. And well, let's just say that all this fear is for a good reason, because watching this deadly terrier absolutely demolish a wild fox is a sight that's definitely not for the faint of heart. The wild fox does try to put up a strong fight, but at the end of the day, it's no match for the aggressive terrier who uses its strong jaws to get a grip on the fox, and that's all it takes for the poor animal to give up. Number 1. Basset Hound gives Rhino a tough time. Rhinos are some of the most unpredictable animals out in the wild who will attack and destroy anyone within seconds when their safety is threatened. Using their sharp horns to inflict even the wildest of animals with injuries, there are only a few beasts that can tame a rhino. And this tiny basset hound is one of them. The dog confuses this giant rhino with its quick instincts, managing to provoke him and then run away just in the nick of time, tiring the rhino out. The rhino endlessly tries to jam its horn inside the dog, but because of the canine speed, it's a task next to impossible. Alright, subscribe to Wildly for more, and we'll see you in the next one.